Hi everyone. I announced last Sunday that we were going to observe Lent, which for centuries has been a practice of fasting for many Christians for the 40 days preceding Easter. The 40 days corresponds to the 40 days that Christ fasted in the wilderness in preparation for His ministry. Although I love the intent and focus that Lent brings, I do not in any way want to associate Lent or the Lenten season with its roots, which are steeped in Babylonian pagan practices, the same of which, by the way, are also found in both Easter and Christmas. You know, the ruler Constantine didn't do Christianity any favors by choosing to take pagan holidays and retrofitting them with Christian trappings. But since that time, in the late 3rd and early 4th centuries, his practice that started of mixing pagan and Christian traditions has left a trail of kind of somewhat bad theology and a lot of misunderstanding. Part of what I love about revisiting some of these ancient but still practiced observances is that it allows us as Christians to fully redeem them into something that is 100% about Jesus, without even giving a head nod to its roots. Beginning Tuesday, February 20th, which is just coming up in about 10 days, we'd invite you to join us for 40 days of focus and sacrifice. Consider this a time to focus in on a more intentional way on your relationship with Jesus by choosing something to fast from, and then perhaps also a daily spiritual discipline or a study on which to focus. So for the next couple Sundays before the 20th, we'll be handing out a short resource to give you some creative and interesting fasting ideas, along with some ways to make this a meaningful time for your family if you have children especially. We'll also be giving you some ideas for service and ways to donate time and money that you might want to consider committing to during these 40 days. I also want us to enter into this time with the knowledge and understanding that these times of focus and fasting and sacrifice are no way, I mean no way, a matter of salvation or are intended to make you or I a super Christian. It's just one more way for all of us to take a long breath in a crazy world and focus. Paul David Tripp, in his daily devotional book entitled New Daily Mercies, reminds us of this. It's hard to live with eternity in view. Life does shrink to the moment again and again. There are moments when it seems that the most important thing in life is getting through this traffic, winning this argument, or satisfying this sexual desire. There are moments when our happiness and contentment shrink to getting those new shoes or to the steak that is just 10 minutes away. There are moments when who we are, who God is, and where this whole thing is going shrink into the background of the thoughts, emotions, and needs of the moment. There are moments when we get lost in the middle of God's story. We lose our minds, we lose our sense of direction, and we lose our remembrance of Him. If there's one thing this 40 days can focus on, is helping us not lose our remembrance of Him and to remember that Jesus is to be the center of every day. God bless the rest of your week, and hope to see you Sunday.